Back on Big Ten Saturday night and set for this matchup between Nebraska and Penn State. Two Penn State alums going head-to-head. Matt Rhule actually hired Terry Smith in 2013 as the wide receivers coach at his first head coaching job at Temple. He was actually a high school head coach for a long time at Gateway High School. He was the head coach and athletic director over in the Pittsburgh area, and Matt said there were a number of things that contributed to it. It was how he handled his players, his relationships, but also he opened up recruiting to Pittsburgh, which was a big deal at the time for Temple.
It was only able to keep him from 1 year, and then James Franklin hired him away to come to Penn State. He's been the cornerback coach here at Penn State ever since.
Penn State won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. Gabriel Woshu will send it away, and Nebraska will get out there first. And T.J. Lateef in his second career start will have an early opportunity as Ja'Cory Barney will take it right from the goal line. And Barney showing off the speed, dangerous with the ball in his hands, gets it across the 25, and this drive will start at about the 28-yard line for the youngster Lateef.
T.J. Lateef in his first start on the road at UCLA completed his first 11 passes. And the thing that showed me how much confidence Matt Rhule and his staff had in Lateef at the end of the game when they're trying to run the clock out, the final 4:47 of the game, one touchdown lead, they threw the ball twice with him making a couple clutch throws in that closing drive.
205 yards, 3 touchdowns in the win over UCLA, but it was Emmett Johnson who was the absolute star in that one. And he's going to get it on first down. Johnson showing off the swift feet for a gain of 4 as he runs into deny Dennis Sutton. And this Nebraska offense is rolling.
When you take a look at Nebraska, their skill guys, Hunter, the wide receiver, their leading receiver, transfer from Cal. It's a balanced offense that really features the running game, offensive line-wise. Rocco Spindler, the right guard, a transfer from Notre Dame. He played against this Penn State defense in the college football playoff semifinal a year ago.
So an early empty set here on second down and 7. Now it is Johnson a motion in. Lateef looks, throws, and it's incomplete. It was through the hands of Isaiah Hunter, and the play was going to be made by Aldavian Collins if he was going to get there.
Yeah, the ball was thrown behind Hunter. It's a condensed formation, a little quick throw, quick out, and the ball's thrown behind him. If it's out in front of him, it's an easy catch for Hunter. It's thrown behind, and now it brings up the situation they don't want against this Penn State defense. 3rd and long.
Got back to the line quick. Now they'll take their time after seeing the formation.
This is the guy that Nebraska has to be worried about right there. Denied Dennis Sutton, number 33. 2 sacks, 12 pressures a week ago against Michigan State.
And he jumped. Dennis Sutton was getting a little aggressive on his senior night, and Ron Snodgrass will give us the official call.
Offside. Defense, number 33, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
He is a force now. He is a big physical guy at 6'5", 270 pounds, but excellent burst off the line of scrimmage, that time just a little early. Again, a week ago, 2 sacks, 12 total pressures, and a block punt. Really set the tone for this Penn State defense.
So 3rd and 7 turns to 3rd and 2. This is Emmett Johnson time.
Different quarterback in also on this play. Clay Harburg.
It is. He gives Johnson, finds the hole. Look at the speed. Emmett Johnson explodes into the secondary. Finally tracked down by Dejon Lane. EJ nearly took it all the way.
Well, they run this weak side, even though they overload the right side. Look, 2 tight ends and extra offensive linemen over here, but they're going to run it weak. The vision of Emmett Johnson, outstanding. Guys staying on their blocks. Good block outside by Hunter, the wide receiver. And that's the block that needed it to spring it for a big game. Now, Isaiah Hunter is an excellent blocker on the perimeter. And Emmett Johnson with a huge run, getting him into the red zone.
52 yards all the way down to the 11-yard line. Right back to him. Johnson makes a cut, stays on his feet, and forces almost as many missed tackles as anybody in the country.
I talked to Greg Gattuso, one of the assistant coaches who I played with. He's a defensive line coach at Penn State. He said, this guy scares me more than any back that we've faced all year, because if you get out of a gap or peek in the wrong gap a little bit, this guy sees it and he'll make you pay for it. He has excellent vision and cutting ability in the hole, and he's off to a quick start here.
3 touchdowns on the ground in his first 3 years with the Huskers. He's got 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games, and he's looking for more here. On 2nd and 7, Johnson weaving his way through, keeping the legs moving all the way down towards the 3.
13 personnel here. That means 3 tight ends. You got 2 on the right side. You got 1 on the left side. Just power football. They really like their tight end, Lindenmeyer, number 44. He's kind of their key guy. And now on this 3rd down and goal play, bringing in an extra offensive lineman. We'll see both of these teams do that. And even though there's an extra offensive lineman in, don't be afraid to see. And we got Harburg in also. He's a tight end, but he used to be a quarterback. He can be a running threat as well.
3rd and 2. Johnson, this entire drive, pushing, and let's see where they mark him down. Initial spot looks short. So now you've got a decision if you're Matt Rule. It's 4th and likely inches here. They're 6 for 16 on 4th down this season. You can kick an early field goal or say you've got it down with a chance to score.
That was a great play by Amari Campbell, the middle linebacker. He's an undersized middle linebacker, but he got right in that hole and held his ground and kept Johnson out of the end zone. I think this is smart by Matt Rule to go for it here. Late substitution for Penn State. Even if you don't get it, Penn State has 99 yards to go against your defense.
They clock down to 2. They will go. It is Johnson, and he's stopped! Zane Durant led the charge with Amari Campbell. But on senior night, it's the senior captain up front to stuff the Huskers. Johnson had it the entire drive, but Durant says no early in State College.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diane.
Hi, I just received my new Discover card. It says cash back on every purchase. What's cash back?
It's new. Buy what you need.
Little undersized, 6 foot 230. Watch him get right in the hole and just hold his ground and just clog things up. And then on 4th down, watch number 24. Gets into the backfield, gets underneath the legs of Emmett Johnson, and a big-time stop for the Penn State defense thanks to their middle linebacker, Amari Campbell.
A defense that feels they have improved specifically in their communication, playing a lot faster as a result. But it will be a drive that starts from the 2-yard line for this Penn State offense. And a handoff, Katron Allen has become the workhorse for this offensive unit. Gets it across the 5 to the 6 on his senior night first carry. Ethan Grunkemeyer will be under center once again. Has come in for the injured Drew Aller. 4 touchdowns and 4 picks on the season.
And he's played better. Now, I mean, this guy, the first 4 starts of his career that he draws, first start is at Iowa. 2nd start is against Ohio State, the #1 defense in the country. 3rd start is here against Indiana, the #2 team in the country. Played well against Michigan State when they got the win, and he's gotten more comfortable running the offense with each game that he's playing.
Yeah, first 3 starts against top 6 total defenses in the country. 2nd carry for Allen. This time he gets spun down just shy of the 10 by Rex Guthrie as this Penn State offense looks for a rhythm.
Well, we're talking about Katron Allen. He has been the go-to guy. 181 yards, career high a week ago against Michigan State. Up front, this is an offensive line that all came back. They expected him to be great. They played great last week. 240 yards rushing. Ioane, number 71, the left guard, is the most athletic, the most powerful of that group up front.
A potential first-round pick in the NFL draft. 3rd down and 2. 2 carries for Allen, go for 8. They put Reynolds in motion. Grunkemeier's first pass is a catch by Pena, who extends past the first down to keep this drive alive.
This wide receiver unit, 3 new starters from a year ago. And the numbers kind of similar to last year, except for yards after the catch. The group this year, led by Pena, their leading receiver, better in yards after the catch, making people miss tackles and getting extra yardage. So nice job getting the ball out from their own goal line on this possession.
Allen's going to stay in there, fake it to him. Grunkemeyer, good protection, and he delivers Kobe Howard, the freshman, spun out of bounds. Big gain from Grunkemeyer. It goes for 30.
Well, they've done this the last 2 weeks. When they want to throw it downfield, they keep both tight ends in, max protection, and throw the ball downfield. Two-man route, and that time they get the ball to Howard on the in route. Grunkemeyer very comfortable in that kind of play-action passing. They run it, then they go max protection, play action, and throw the ball deep down the field.
This is against one of the best passing defenses in the country. Certainly in the Big Ten this year, they allow fewer pass yards than rushing yards on the season. Only 134.6 through the air per game. Katron Allen gets to the outside. Katron could not get all the way. 51 yards, tiptoeing the sideline as Andrew Marshall just saved a touchdown.
Well, watch this left side of the offensive line, plus two tight ends get out on their horse and get to the outside. This offensive line is very athletic. They can run. They get to the edge, and Katron Allen does the rest. Both tight ends to the same side, leading that play. This Penn State offense loves to go with 12 personnel, one back, two tight ends. In this case, 13. Three tight ends in the ball game on this particular play.
Well, he just passed Saquon Barkley on the all-time list with that run. He is second all-time in Penn State history. Gets bottled up on this first and goal carry. Came in just 138 yards behind Evan Royster for number one. And he is moving on up. Now number 2 in Nittany Lion history. Pretty amazing.
It is. You know what's amazing to me, too? He came in the room and sat and visited with us. And he doesn't look as imposing as he looks on the field when he runs. You know, he looks more like a scat back when you see him. But, man, he runs with power and force when he's on the field.
5'11", 220 pounds. Second and goal. Can they get him to pay it off with a score? Rapplier in the backfield, fake it to Allen, throw it, Rapplier, turn it upfield for the touchdown. Perfect play design, better execution, and Penn State with a brilliant drive down the field.
Well, they're going to get a great block by Kyron Hudson, number 1. And the reason he can block on this play is because the ball is going to be thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Watch number 1 come into your picture and block the man responsible. Because the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, you can block downfield. It's not an illegal block. They get a pick play. It's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and it's a legal pick play for the touchdown.
So Ryan Barker will come on for the extra point. 7 plays, their longest by yardage of the season. 98 yards, started back at the 2 after the 4th down stop. And Penn State's offense pays it off. Now Barker.
What a drive.
Makes it 7-0. And the flag down after that extra point. So we'll see what that impacts. Ron?
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 85.
Are we going to get the payoff? Yes. He's trying to get the decision from the Nebraska side as to whether they're going to retry it or apply it after the fact.
You tell that guy on the wing, he's got to try to get a piece of 2 defenders. One to his inside, one to his outside. It looked like he hit him in the face mask. Didn't really see him grab it, though.
15-yard penalty, and we'll re-kick the try.
There you go. So.
Yeah, you tell that guy to kind of hit with one hand inside, one hand outside, try to hit in the chest area. And that time, Luke Reynolds just got that hand up around the face mask.
So Ryan Barker will come back out. He's 12 for 13 field goal wise this season, and a perfect 35 of 35 and PATs. His only miss was from 53 yards. This extra point will be a 35-yard attempt. Duzansky, one of the captains, the snapper. Riley Thompson, the punter, will hold it. And Barker's kick nearly blocked, but he sticks it with another flag down.
Offside. Offside. Defense number 1. The penalties decline. The kick is good. Timeout.
7-0 Penn State, and it was set up by Katron Allen, passing Saquon Barkley with this run of 50 yards down the field. Rapplier does the rest, and Penn State has the early lead. Wicked for Good is rated PG and is in theaters now. So Penn State goes right down the field, 98 yards. Impressive. Wow, that's also impressive to show up to the game in such a dynamic outfit. It was a dynamic play call to get into the end zone. And Todd, you were absolutely right in terms of not being an illegal pick play, but we'll get Terry McCauley and his thoughts momentarily as we have 7:22 left in this opening quarter and a 7-0 Penn State lead. Gabriel Wosu will send it away. Barney tried to take the first one out. Let's see if he does here. He will not. All right, Terry McCauley, take us through that touchdown. And are you going to kill Todd Blackledge's joy again?
I do that a lot, don't I? He's absolutely right. Not offensive pass interference. It is absolutely without question an illegal blindside block. The defender doesn't see the block coming, or at least doesn't see it in time to defend himself. It's forcible contact, shoulder to shoulder, puts him on his rear end. That's a 15-yard penalty for an illegal blindside block. Should have been called.
Yeah, you're right on that, Terry. I mean, and again, he could have just walled him off. He could have used his hands, but the way he hit him in that way should have drawn the penalty.
I'm just glad we didn't get Todd saying, Terry, I don't care. The play was too cruel this time. His drive will start from the 25. Emmett Johnson slips one tackle, not the second. He gets upended in the backfield from this Penn State defense.
Now take a look at this defense. Deny Dennis Sutton. We talked about him, a monster game a week ago. He's the guy you have to contain. And then Zane Durant, very disruptive on the inside. In the back end, Darius Dixon, number 5, is a true freshman who's had to come in and play because of an injury. And to A.J. Harrison, he has played wonderfully the last 2 weeks. Impact player around the ball.
Empty set. Latif batted down at the line. Zane Durant. We asked him what his emotions would be like for senior night. He said it's going to feel like the first time I stepped on the field. The butterflies will be there. It's not playing like it, though.
No, it was only a 3-man rush. They actually dropped Dennis Sutton in coverage, and Zane Durant had his eyes on the quarterback, knew he wasn't going to get there to make a sack, but he got his hands on the football, and another 3rd and long. And what Penn State has been doing the last few weeks, on 3rd and long, they've been lining up with 4 defensive linemen and rushing a 5th from somewhere.
Latif on 3rd and 11 on the run. Delivers on time. Dane Key out of bounds. Latif had only 2 incompletions in the win over UCLA. Started 0 for 2, but a big one there on 3rd.
Yeah, nice job by Dan Holgerson getting him on the roll. That was by design to get him outside the pocket, and a nice accurate throw on the move to Dane Key.
Dane Key, 28 catches, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. A captain coming over from Kentucky, where he was a captain last year. Trying to finish this season strong. He's been a great leader, unselfish when you talk to anybody within the building. Another quick throw, kick, catch. That's Emmett Johnson, and that's what makes him so unique. Talk to Matt Rule. It's not just that he's a great runner, that he could be the first progression in the passing game.
Well, last week, or in their last game against UCLA, became the first player in Nebraska history to gain over 100 yards rushing and receiving in the same football game. 2 touchdowns receiving, 1 running.
Already has 8 touches, 7 carries, and his first catch of the night. First time he's going to go off the field, and now Mekhi Nelson, redshirt freshman from Pennsylvania, will check in there. Hand it to him. Nelson up the middle, snakes his way around, stays on his feet, bouncing off the tacklers. and gets it across the 45-yard line for a first down.
A couple extra tight ends. They pull both tight ends. It's kind of a counter play, but instead of pulling a guard and a tackle, they just lead it with two tight ends. One tight end kicks out, the other one leads through, and then some tough, hard-nosed running by Nelson on the back end.
So focused on Emmett Johnson, and rightfully so. 7 carries, 63 yards, his 1 catch for 4. But now Nelson comes in. That was just his 12th carry of the season, averaging 4 yards per carry coming in.
Wouldn't be surprised to see them take a shot down the field throwing the football with Latif soon.
It's going to be Nelson again. This time he gets wrapped up quickly. A nice play made by Alex Tatch.
So far, when Nebraska has thrown the football with Latif, it's been a lot of play action. It's been short throws, ball out of his hands quickly. This Penn State defense plays a lot of aggressive man-to-man. And I think Nebraska, to have success tonight, is going to have to do some things to try to loosen up that coverage by throwing the ball, at least challenging them downfield a little bit.
On 2nd and 9. Latif sets up the screen. Johnson couldn't get away. Tripped up by Amari Campbell.
You know, Amari Campbell is playing lights out right now. Here he is right here. Now this is man coverage. So he's responsible for the back. See him tracking him and following him. They tried to get a block on the receiver with him, and he got away from that block, and he's here to make the tackle for a very short gain.
Another 3rd and long. Can Penn State find that pressure that we saw in that win last week at Michigan State? And this is not going to be a snap. It's going to be a flag instead. Campbell jumped on the ball just in case. As Ron Snodgrass.
Delay game. Offense snapped the ball while the defense was in substitutions. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Matt Rule, not happy, believes that there was enough time given. But
yeah, but
right
there's no reason that Justin Evans should have snapped the ball anyway.
Of course.
I mean, he snapped it right into the rear end of the official. So whatever he was hearing or thought he heard was not right.
So what was 3rd and 10 turns into 3rd and 15. Put Johnson in motion, back into the backfield. Latif feeling it. Johnson catching it. Johnson gets away from the first, but then he is swarmed. Pursuit to the football from this Penn State defense, and they force a likely punt.
Yeah, really quick pressure that time by Zariah Fisher. Watch number 36, close to being offsides. Watch how quickly he jumps off the football. Gets right into the face of Latif. He's got to get rid of that ball quickly. And again, the difference between being 3rd and 7 or 8 and 3rd or 14 or 15, a play like that just comes up short.
So Johnson made an effort with his 3rd catch, but his last 2 have gone for 0 yards. Archie Wilson will come out for his first punt of the night. Trevor Pena's back deep inside his own 10, waiting for it. Penn State has blocked a number of punts this year, including 3 from denied Dennis Sutton. Fair catch called for and made at the 10 by the transfer from Syracuse. 37-yard punt. Penn State with a long field once again after going 98 yards on their first drive. Their encore's next.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of this guard. Forgetting that guard.
A winning Tindaz, he charges in, and the Ducks beat USC 42-27. Oregon in a good spot, Noah.
Well, it's got to be the name, right? Noah just getting it done. That's usually how it goes, finding the end zone. They certainly are in a good spot. Just the one loss on the season to Indiana, had that huge win here in the whiteout game against Penn State earlier this year. Nittany Lions had gone 6 straight losses, including that one for the win at Michigan State last week, trying to make it 2 in a row here. Pena on the jet sweep, could not find an opening and gains just 2 yards. As we check in for the first time with Catherine Tapp.
Well, guys, Drew Aller has been a constant presence on this sideline next to Ethan Grunkemeyer. After that final scoring drive, he was the first one to congratulate him on the sidelines, reviewing the iPad. He told me this morning before the game, actually, that he's feeling great. He gets the boot off Wednesday from that surgically repaired ankle, but he wants to stay around the team more for himself. But he did say he's also there for Grunkemeyer and anyone who asks for his advice. He loves the way this team is playing right now. They're playing free, and they're smiling, guys.
Yeah, and Catherine, we asked Ethan yesterday about Drew Aller. He said it's been just super helpful to watch film with him in the meetings, bounce ideas off of him as Grunkemeier's going to take off and slide down. Looks like he's got just about enough. Now they're going to mark him a yard shy of the first down. He said it's also helpful because he and Drew are so close in terms of friendship that Drew will give it to him straight. He doesn't feel like he has to hold back when he gives him advice.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Drew. I mean, now he's a two-time captain. That's another reason why he wants to be around the team. Feels an obligation. He's a great leader, whether he can contribute by playing or not. And so far, his protege off to a good start. That was an excellent decision to scramble there, not force a throw downfield. He's 3 for 3 with a touchdown so far in the ball game. Both backs are in the game now, both Singleton and Allen, for the second play in a row.
They love to block for one another. It is going to be Allen with a hesitation, and then that second burst gives them the first down. Could be the final play of this opening quarter after Penn State went 98 yards on its opening drive, trying to go 90 here to take a commanding 2-score lead early.
Again, they run the football. Last week against Michigan State, they ran it 50 times and they threw it 13 times. They totally dominated the second half in time of possession by running the football. And that sets up play action pass when they max protect for Ethan Grunkemeyer.
They will want one more play to finish this first quarter. It's Singleton's first touch. And Nick Singleton, home run speed. Singleton tracked down. Javen Wright had to bring all his might to get to the senior, and it's the Lawn Boys doing work in the first quarter to finish off a 7-0 first 15 minutes for the Nittany Lions. 50 yards on the catch and run. Singleton feeling good. Penn State in control at home.
Joyce hired my old mentor.
Isn't she super spicy?
You let your nurses wear earrings?
Ow!
Bruce the Moose. Big dumb, you slow.
Tonight for Penn State, no Eagle and Todd Blackledge, and as expected, the senior running back's already making an impact.
Yeah, Terry Smith said he gave his team and his coaching staff kind of a point of emphasis from last week going the rest of the way. Those two guys, Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, need to touch it 30 times at least. They did last week, 40 touches. It paid off. Only 6 touches so far tonight, but they both have a 50-yard play, and that's why Penn State is where they are in this ball game right now.
It was Allen on the ground on that first drive, and then Singleton to finish the first quarter on his first touch of the game. For the Nebraska defense, we're seeing still a lot of what we've seen through the season, where they can stop the pass.
Yeah.
They struggle stopping the run.
They struggle stopping the run, but they typically, before tonight, had been really good limiting explosive plays, and they've already given up 2 so far in the first quarter of this game.
So we'll see if they can hold this Penn State offense. Matt Roll's been frustrated talking to the officials for most of the night so far. And he tries to settle his unit as they get set here. 15 minutes on the clock in the second. Remember, Penn State won the toss and elected to defer. Got the opening stop on the 4th down stop deep in their own territory and went down the field. First down line brought to you by T-Mobile as Penn State has it at the +28. With Singleton in there. Pitch it to him. Singleton trying to get to the outside, and he does get positive yardage, gains 2 after it looked like it was going to be a surefire loss, and Singleton eventually trips him up.
Yeah, Singleton really was the guy versus Indiana who had the better of it. 143 all-purpose yards and 3 total touchdowns. Best on the perimeter, Katron Allen inside. See, the last 4 games, those 2 guys have been the focus of this Penn State offense behind this veteran offensive line, and they've played better.
They ran it 50 times, 5-0 against Michigan State. This is the reason why. Katron Allen, another first down. Singleton again has to locate him on the field, but not before he picks up 11.
Well, this is the same play, counter trap, that USC ran so effectively against Nebraska a couple weeks ago when we were there. One kick out, one lead through.
Grunkemeyer on play action, looking to the end zone, incomplete. It was Hudson, the intended target, matched up closely with Rex Guthrie, and it's the redshirt freshman who wins the battle.
Guthrie is a guy who's come on this season, just got his black shirt a few weeks ago, gets turned around. I mean, he's beat. He does kind of grab instinctively. Nothing called. Ball just a little past the outstretched hands of Kyron Hudson.
Terry Smith has reinvigorated this team. He has taken a lot of the onus of being perfect off of their shoulders. Feels like they've had a lot more fun playing football over the last several weeks. Play clock all the way down on 2nd down and 10. Pitch it. Allen trying to set up his blocking. Allen goes down inside the 10. It has been a steady diet. And when we asked Terry Smith about Allen's likelihood of breaking all-time record here rushing at Penn State, he said, well, he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to have to go and make the runs. We're going to give him the chances. And they certainly have.
Nice job by Rappelier, the tight end, number 87, getting out in front of that play. The quick toss, they're attacking him inside, attacking him outside. Good mix of run plays so far by offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki. 3rd down and manageable here in the red zone.
It was Rappelier who caught the touchdown on the opening drive. Again, the play clock below 5. 3rd down and 4. Grunkemeyer steps up. Grunkemeyer gets crunched. Denied of any yardage by Javen Wright. And Sierra right there in there.
Well, Nebraska's showing pressure, but then at the snap, these guys are going to drop out. It kind of fooled Ethan Grunkemeyer. He thought it was going to be man. It ended up being zone. He tried to run. It was a good disguise by the Nebraska defense to force the field goal attempt here on 4th down.
So remember, Barker hit the extra point from 35 yards. This is actually closer than that. It's a 26-yard field goal for somebody who's only missed one. And that one was beyond 50 on the season. Kazansky snap. Thompson will hold. And Barker's kick is true. Penn State cashes in on back-to-back drive. First one a touchdown, now a field goal to go 10-0 early in the second.
You okay, big guy?
I'm good. You're kind of
program, and that's something that Andy Kotelnicki, the offensive coordinator, was very upfront with us yesterday, talking about the fact that they might not be playing for a national championship like they expected to, but they are still playing to put good things on tape, whether it's to be here, elsewhere, or potentially the NFL.
Absolutely. And they putting good stuff on tape the last couple weeks, and I really credit Terry Smith for that as well, because one of the things he's done since taking over is go into a good tape, bad tape with all position groups on this football team. Say, let's eliminate the bad tape.
Barney from the goal line. Barney, the speedster, across the 30 and across the 40 with an excellent return, as special teams have been special for Nebraska this year. They have been great covering and even better at times returning with an injured player down for Penn State. Zachary Nelson, the linebacker, in some pain. We'll check in on Nelson with the Nittany Lions up a couple scores at home.
I know what you're thinking. Here's Kristen Bell on a luxurious vacation with her pretend kids. But I'm really here for all the points I get with my city's
race. And Devin Dampier races here. A huge gain of 59 yards on a 4th and 1. It would lead Utah to a score 3 plays later. Now they'll be scoreboard watching BYU tonight.
98 combined points? 98?
The two Utes.
Good news is that Dakari Nelson makes his way off the field. So TJ Lateef and company will start from the 40 after the return from Barney. And Johnson gets gobbled up after 2.
You know, it's similar to Penn State's game last week against Michigan State. The first play, offensive play for the Spartans, was a 57-yard touchdown run. And then after that, they kind of locked down the Michigan State run offense. Emmett Johnson with a 52-yard run early, and ever since then, it's been tough sledding against this Nittany Lion defense.
He had 1 carry for 52 yards. The other 7 have gone for a combined 13. Second down and 8. Latif is 4 of 6 with 23 yards, but he missed his first 2 of the day. 5 straight completions to Corey Barney. Dana Holgerson told Barney, every time you catch a pass, act like it's a punt return or a kick return, because that's when you're at your best. Just go and do that. So a little bit of that skill set right there.
Yeah, made the first guy miss and got a decent gain out of it. There's Dana Holgerson. Just over a year now that he's been in Lincoln and been in charge of this offense. Long relationship with Matt Rule and working with his backup quarterback now. Big third down. This is an important drive, I think, for Nebraska with good field position.
On 3rd down and 3, design run, Latif with a shimmy shake, and he'll move the sticks.
Yeah, design quarterback draw, and a nice job knowing what he needed for the first down, because watch him lower his shoulder at the end of this run. Has a crease and lowers his shoulder and run right between 2 Penn State defenders to secure the first down.
Yeah, DeLuca, who's coming over from the side to try to knock him away. King Mack waiting for him. These 2 quarterbacks coming in for their injured starters in front of them.
Still think you got to try to throw the ball downfield. Look at all those bodies around the line of scrimmage.
Another short pass, another short catch and run. Isaiah Hunter forced out of bounds by Collins. It has been the recipe for success at the moment. 18 on the catch and rip.
Well, watch Dane Key, the other wide receiver, get a key block. He's going to get a nice block. They get the ball to Hunter, and then another guy that looks like a return guy when he catches a short pass, making people miss in the open field.
Yeah,
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 2.
That was a mutual.
Half the distance to the goal.
That could have been offsetting face mask penalties, it looks like.
That
right?
was the mutual face mask.
Yeah, they both had a hold of it.
So they call it on Collins when Hunter certainly had a grab at one point as well. Take another look here. You see the offense and the defense both had face masks at points there. There's the better look at how much Hunter truly got. Still enough just inside. Either way, benefits Nebraska inside the 15, well inside the red zone. And it's Emmett Johnson with a jump cut and another for 2 more. Zane Durant has been fired up to start this game.
And another tackle by Amari Campbell, who has been all over the place as well. Transfer from North Carolina. Jim Knowles told us both times we've been here that he's kind of the glue guy, the communicator, has a high football IQ, really has the best understanding of what we're trying to do defensively and getting guys lined up in the right spot.
4 tackles already for Amari Campbell, 3 for Collins. There's a tackle for loss on that opening possession to send this Nebraska offense away. Can they get it done in the red zone this time? Latif on the move, keeps the eyes downfield, and Latif got rid of it. Incomplete. Was he in front of the line of scrimmage? It was awfully close, as Dane Key was the eventual target, but it does look like it was a legal forward pass and an incompletion to set up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the thing I would be more concerned about was their offensive linemen that got down the field as well, because this play was extended a long time. Yeah, I think he was okay getting rid of the football and very close to hitting Key for the touchdown in the corner.
More importantly, makes it 3rd down and 8. Can Penn State bring that pressure?
Now again, quick count.
Latif, good time this time. Rolls, directs traffic, throws, corner, incomplete. Lindenmeyer, the intended target.
Yeah, Nebraska went with a quick count. And look, Penn State's not even set, and so they don't get any pressure. Lateef can't throw it quick. He was looking quick to try to get the ball to Emmett Johnson, but he was covered. And he tried to extend the play by rolling out the other way. And gives his tight end a shot, but good defense recovering after not really being set for the play by Penn State.
So a 31-yard attempt now for Kyle Cunanan. 12 of 15 on the season. Make him 13 of 16. And Nebraska gets their first points of the night. 8:31 to play in the first half. And we've got a one-score game in State College. Fan work is thirsty work. And by Genesis Motor America. Learn more at genesis.com. Well, Matt Rule played football at State College Area High School, and he walked on at Penn State. Played linebacker from 94 to 97. Nebraska actually did their walkthrough yesterday at State College Area High School's football field, and Matt Rule did tell us he was so excited to show his team where he got to go to high school, where he played his games, and really what made him fall in love with coaching football. And then he also is going to show them where he proposed to his wife Julie as well after the fact. Pretty cool for him to be back here. You mentioned it. It's not the first time as a head coach, but he did say it's still special for him to come back to this area that molded him into what he is today. Penn State will get it back, up by 7 with a touchback.
Nebraska got the field goal on less possession, but they were going for a touchdown. Watch, they're thinking this is going to be man-to-man. They're going to sneak Emmett Johnson out, but it's not man-to-man. It's going to be zone, and this cornerback right there, A.J. Harris, is playing zone, so he picks up Emmett Johnson, and that's why Lateef had to roll the other way and try to make something else happen. Expected man-to-man on that third down play. It ended up being zone, and Penn State got the stop.
And not a bad throw, by the way, by T.J. Lateef. You can see why the coaching staff has so much belief and trust in him, his continued development. You feel the same way with Ethan Grunkemeyer, the way that he's played after facing those 3 menacing defenses. You've seen the clear improvement. He's 5 of 6, just under 100 yards and a touchdown to start today. Looking for more down the sideline, incomplete. One-on-one coverage, and Hudson draws the flag on Guthrie.
Well, Guthrie got away with it on Hudson down in the red zone a little while ago, and this time he doesn't.
Pass interference, defense, number 21, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now, Guthrie never makes a play on the football. Got his hands on Hudson, and that is an easy call right there on the Penn State sideline. Got away with it in the red zone that time, drew the flag.
Moves them up to the 40. So Katron Allen, 7 carries, 77 yards. Singleton, 2 catches, 52 yards.
Wildcat to Katron right here.
Allen, good blocking. And Allen pushes forward to the 45-yard line. He's up over 80 yards in this first half. He has become the engine of this offense, no doubt about it. The last 4 games in particular, over 23 carries per game, over 112 yards per game. It has been sustained success. The career ranks among active backs in the FBS. 1st in rushing yards, 3rd in rushing touchdowns, just behind his teammate Nick Singleton. Entering tonight, 139 rushing yards, away from breaking Evan Royster's Penn State rushing record. He's got 83 already in this opening half, 57 yards away. And we asked him what it would be like. He said the most special aspect of it is that his mom's here, his family gets to be here for senior night. He wants to break it here because it's at Beaver Stadium. He's had so many amazing memories, but he said spending it with his family and his offensive line would mean the world to him. And it's not something that was a given, considering he came in with the top high school running back in the country as they're looking at a potential targeting on this previous play. And Katron Allen and Nick Singleton came in together, didn't know each other really growing up or anything, met on their first official visit during the whiteout game against Auburn, and they've been best friends and roommates ever since. So here is the potential targeting. Take another look here. And Sierra Wright.
After review, there is no foul for targeting on the play. 2nd down.
Just a hard physical hit by Javen Wright, the leading tackler on this Nebraska team.
So play on after the 6-yard pickup for Katron Allen.
You know, and it wasn't on the runner, it was on a blocker.
Yeah,
that was Pena, who was trying to be the lead blocker there, who took the brunt of that hit from Javen Wright.
2nd down and 4. Allen stays in there. Allen has the handoff. And they'll gain 3 more to set up 3rd and a long 1. Shaver picks up the tackle, so Katron now up to 85 yards. You just think about the development of this young man and talk to anybody within the program with Katron. He was so quiet. He basically never spoke.
Yeah.
When he first got here as a freshman, had a phenomenal freshman year, but he's gotten more vocal. Not to say that he's the loudest guy in the room all of a sudden, but you can feel a confidence, a quiet confidence to him now as his senior year comes to a close.
Yeah, he and Singleton both in the backfield together now. Again, we've seen this 2 or 3 times so far in the ball game.
It's Allen, the up back. Spins, and he's got it. 1st down.
Again, and you know the other thing we're seeing out of Penn State in this ball game, and we saw it last week, and I think this is kind of the influence of Terry Smith. There's not a lot of shifts and motions and funky exotic formations. They're lining up and snapping the football and coming off and trying to control the line of scrimmage and feeding the ball to Katron Allen. That was the recipe for the success in their first win a week ago. And they're following the same script tonight. And then that sets up play action pass with max protection for Ethan Grunkemeyer.
Terry Smith described it by saying, we're not playing trick 'em football. It's go on 2. Go and get the tough yard. Grunkemeyer now to throw. Rolls, delivers, a strike right on the money to Devontae Ross.
Well, Ross is usually in the slot. This time he's out wide, and he's going to adjust to the scrambling Grunkemeyer and just sit in a hole. He came back and just sat in a dead area and waited for his quarterback to find him. Good adjustment to the scramble, and a nice job by Grunkemeyer finding the open guy when he left the pocket. 6 of 7 now for the new quarterback.
Inside the red zone. Allen stays in there. Allen up the middle. And dragged down by Sierra Wright.
You know, we talked about how good Nebraska's pass defense has been, but that's typically when you have teams in passing situations, right? And you can kind of control when they throw the football. Penn State's been able to control when they throw the football tonight. It hasn't been on 3rd down in long situations. It's been on early downs, and it's all been set up by their success running the football so far in the first half.
See defensively what John Butler in his first year as defensive coordinator has cooked up for this Cornhusker group. The Black Shirts have been unbelievable against the pass. Again, potential wildcat with Singleton back in there. Grunkemeyer directing the traffic. Singleton takes it. Singleton runs it. Skipping his way through. Dragging tacklers with him. 1st and goal inside the 5. Nick Singleton delivering for 14 yards.
Well, really nice job by Drew Shelton, the left tackle. Watch number 66 pull out and lead on this play, and then hard running inside by Singleton. Shelton gets a nice block. Penn State knocking on the door again.
Going quick, Singleton trying to pay it off, and he does! Touchdown, Penn State! Singleton shoving his way through for the score.
Running on the field, touchdown.
It was Drew Shelton again. This time they took the left tackle and moved him over to the other side of the formation. So now here's Drew Shelton right here as a tight end. He's going to get the lead block right inside there. And Singleton runs right in behind him into the end zone. Nice job by Grunkemeyer also, even though they were going on the quick count, making sure everybody was set for a second before he called for the snap.
10th rushing touchdown of the season, maybe more importantly, 42nd rushing touchdown in the career of Nick Singleton, his 52nd total touchdown in his career. As Barker's extra point makes it 17-3, and Singleton, after Katron Allen passed Saquon Barkley in the rushing record, is now 1 touchdown behind tying Saquon Barkley in the touchdown record here at Penn State. Senior night explosion for both backs.
It's dinner time, and you find yourself on the conversational divide between the grown-ups.
All I'm saying is cats are overrated.
You want to be a running back. My goodness. You know, they normally say Katron Allen is the Thunder and Nick Singleton the Lightning, but that was a physical run by Nick Singleton.
You don't become the all-time touchdowns leading record holder at a school like Penn State without losing a little paint. Losu will send it deep into the night. And this one will be brought out from a yard inside. Oh, what an open field tackle. Makai Nelson thought he had a return possibility. Instead, he gets sent down by Wolseley.
Yeah, not a good decision by Nelson because the other return man was too close to him. He slipped, didn't have a lead blocker. It's a really good kickoff return team, but that one probably should have been left in the end zone.
Our typical kickoff return specialist is Kenneth Williams, who was a question mark coming into this game. We haven't really seen him, as it's been Barney and now Makai Nelson, the backup running back. And this drive will start from the 10. Latif faked it and did not have anywhere to go. Well played by this Penn State defense once again. Tatch has had a couple of impressive plays, one of the several true freshmen that have gotten some run the last couple of weeks. Penn State defense that has seen an uptick over the last 2 weeks in particular. They have simplified things under Jim Knowles in year one, as Knowles being the defensive coordinator. Fake it. There's the first sack. Nobody could account for Kemajo.
Yeah, you're hoping he's going to maybe go for the fake, but watch him. He just beelines it right to the quarterback. The youngster showing burst and speed. And Latif has nothing to do. No way he can get rid of that football before going to the ground. This is the pressure. He didn't face this against UCLA, but this is Penn State defense, particularly the last couple of weeks against Indiana and Michigan State, getting after the quarterback.
Flag thrown. Incomplete.
This is going to be a safety. If it's holding on Nebraska in the end zone, it could be a safety.
That flag did come before the pass, which regardless anyway. And let's see what the eventual call is. Latif trying to listen in, and body language would signal he's not thrilled.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 44. Penalties decline. Fourth down.
Illegal block in the back. Let's see where this occurs.
Oh, he's trying to chip. He's trying to chip on Deni Dennis Sutton. I don't understand how that's a penalty. I mean, you use tight ends to chip like that on a great pass rusher. That was just a good play, I thought, by Lindenmeyer.
So Archie Wilson will try to boot this away again. Looking for Dennis Sutton. He has 3 blocks already this season, but couldn't get to that one. Pena will take it in front of midfield. Skips away from a tackle. Gets away from a second one. Inside the 30. And perfect field position. And there is the flag. So already had it inside the 30 after a 20-yard return. And now the team's coming together on the bench. This should be another 15 yards after the fact.
Yeah, Penn State really looking to capitalize here at the end of the first half. 2:25 left in the half. In great field position after the punt return. They get the ball to start the third quarter.
It's the punter.
Play,
yeah.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Kicking team number 83.
Come on, Archie. Get away.
Penalty. First down.
Come on.
Archie was trying to showcase he had a little something. That's a freshman.
First down.
Freshman from Australia. Ironically, it was Pena who actually still delivered most of the hit, but it was Wilson who was in the wrong. And now the field position goes from great to sensational, and Penn State has a chance to break this open as they will get the football to start the second half.
Yeah, Nebraska just has not been able to stop the Penn State running game. 119 yards in the first half for Penn State, and they're going to go right back to it. Again, Singleton and Allen in the backfield together. The point of emphasis from Terry Smith, get those two guys the ball. Let them touch it at least 30 times in the ball game. And we got a pretty good chance of being successful.
They've got 161 yards combined, make it 160 after the loss of 1, compared to Nebraska's 123 as a team. The Long Boys doing their work in this first half, and this will likely take us to the 2-minute timeout. All 3 timeouts on both sides as Penn State looks to take a commanding lead going into the break. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter from State College. Senior night for the class of 2022. They have delivered early with a 17-3 cushion.
I'm so sorry about the billboards, Danny. I promise I'm not trying to take your job.
Well, personally, I prefer those billboards.
Allen, Nick Singleton, both honored tonight on senior night. Both heavily involved in this Penn State game plan. So far in the first half, combined 16 touches, 160 yards, and a touchdown. And following the script that interim head coach Terry Smith gave Andy Kotelnicki and the offensive staff, feed these guys the football, and let's see what it does.
So Allen leading the way with 90 yards on the ground. Singleton 18 on the ground with a touchdown, 52 in the passing game, leading receiver of this game so far. And now Penn State with 2 minutes remaining in this first half, a 14-point lead. They deferred the football to the second half. A chance to really take a stranglehold on this game.
And for the second consecutive week, the Penn State offensive line controlling things up front.
Toss, Singleton cuts it upfield and then gets dragged down at the 10. Another nice pickup on the ground.
Again, the athleticism of this Penn State offensive line. Coming into the start of this season, one of the reasons the expectations were so high for this team, they returned the entire starting offensive line. They thought it was going to be one of the best in the country, maybe compete for the Joe Moore Award, and it just didn't happen. They did not play in dominant fashion early in the season. It really wasn't up to the last couple of weeks that they've kind of asserted themselves the way everybody expected them to play all year.
Third down and 6. Singleton with the hole, touchdown! Nick Singleton from 10 yards out ties Saquon Barkley atop the Penn State list.
Well, on cue, running behind, excellent blocking up front. Drew Shelton, the left tackle, and Khalil Dinkins, the tight end, number 16. He doesn't catch a lot of passes, but he's going to play in the NFL because he's a dynamic blocker as an inline tight end. Singleton pays it off with his second touchdown.
You can see the elation on the Nittany Lions sideline right now as that extra point is wide to the left, no good. Stays at a 20-point game. He was greeted immediately by Terry Smith, and this one ties the all-time Penn State record.
Watch these two guys, the left tackle 66, the tight end 16. Excellent blocks. Singleton untouched into the end zone off the left side.
Well, his helmet's still flapping.
Yeah. And again, when you put on the film of Penn State against Indiana, even though they didn't find a way to win there at the very end, and then Michigan State, and the way they look in the first half tonight, this is what everybody expected Penn State to look like.
There it is, 43 apiece between the legend Saquon Barkley and Nick Singleton, somebody that Singleton and Katron Allen worked out with this offseason, and Katron telling us just seeing how he goes about his business, seeing how he works on a consistent basis, really gave them a blueprint of how to go about their own business and get themselves ready for that next level. You bring up all the blocking and winning in the trenches and the running game and everything that we've seen the last couple of weeks. It was really eye-opening how open and honest Andy Kotelnicki was with us yesterday as we asked him about the offense, and you asked him about the last couple of weeks in particular, as this is going to be another return. This time it is Barney. Sets out the blocks, and Barney will get it across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Sunday night, two quarterbacks with firepower and finesse get their time in the spotlight. Baker Mayfield leads the Bucs against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Sunday, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Great look at the United Cam here in State College. Andy Kotelnicki, he basically said that they were so focused on what they didn't have last year that they forgot what they had returning this year.
Yeah, they didn't lean into the known commodities, which was that offensive line and the two great running backs, and just really starting with that. They wanted to work on their passing game early, and those first three opponents, you know, they weren't really the same caliber of teams that they were going to face after that. And when the competition got better, they just weren't where they needed to be or wanted to be offensively. Things kind of went sideways on them.
Nebraska could really use some points in some facet to finish this first half as Johnson makes the catch short of the first down. It's 3rd and 1 from the 35, and Matt Rule's going to take his first time out. So 2 more remaining with 36 seconds on the clock. Yeah, Matt Rule was begging for the timeout, but the whistle just wasn't loud enough initially. Coming up on the Xfinity halftime report, number 7 Oregon inching closer to another college football playoff berth with a win over number 15 USC. Utah, we saw, survives in a shootout with Kansas State. Mike Robb and Catherine Tappan discussing the state of Penn State in this program here.
You know, the one big difference, obviously Penn State running the ball the way they want to tonight, but when it comes to throwing, the difference between the two teams tonight, Penn State has at least tried to throw the ball down the field with some max protection. We haven't seen that from Nebraska. Nothing thrown down the field to kind of threaten or stretch this Penn State's defense. And they've kind of really locked in on Emmett Johnson after that one long carry in the first quarter.
One carry went for 52. His other 9 have gone for 18. 3rd and 1. Hand it, Johnson. Plenty for the first down as he gets lifted off the ground just around the 40.
Yeah, you got to call another timeout, right?
Or you clock it here. Clock will pause before they resume for play.
If you had a timeout before, you should have had 2 plays called. You should be ready to line up and call your play right now.
They're taking a lot of time now. The young quarterback, Latif, in just his 2nd career start. Latif, quick throw, quick catch, but a short gain for Dane Key. Now you've got to imagine Matt Rule is going to call that second, and he will. So 20 seconds remaining. They've got it at the 45-yard line. And with only the singular timeout left, they're going to have to start taking some shots.
Well, Jim Knowles and everybody on this defensive staff knew that the focus was Emmett Johnson. Everything runs through him. And the Penn State defense has been locked into that. He had the one long run, the 52-yard run early, but ever since then, a lot of blue jerseys getting to the football and not allowing him to make big plays. They've tried to throw it to him, very little success. And other than the one run, not much room for him to wiggle either. But again, no intermediate to deep throwing threat at all in this first half by Nebraska.
2nd down and 4. Latif, good protection. Taking a lot of time again. Latif will just throw it away. Incomplete as he threw it into the arms of a Penn State defender. Darius Dixon on the sideline. Keon Wiley, you know, animal with the pressure.
He had Barney. For whatever reason, he couldn't see Barney on the crossing route. It would have been a big play.
Oh, wow.
And he wasn't able to get him the football, but he took a shot at the end of the play.
There's Dixon, who did make a catch out of bounds. There's human spillage on the sideline. 12 seconds left. Latif steps up, lets it fly. Nearly picked. Oh, was it taken in? I don't think it hit the ground.
Oh, man.
Intercepted by Zachy Wheatley. Or did it? No, incomplete. Oh, my. Wheatley thinks he has the pick. He goes towards the student section. Let's take a look here. What an individual effort, and that hits the ground.
Rolling on the field was an interception. The play's under further review.
So this one will be overturned in all likelihood. Missed Barney. Great job by Wheatley to even give himself a chance at that football. One more look here. You see it hits the ground right there. So they will go to the replay. See, Wheatley's taking a look at it. Yeah, they know. They see it. Says, valiant effort. Impressive from the fifth-year senior who has gotten just effusive praise from his coaching staff, his defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, yesterday, telling us he's been one of their best players.
Incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
So 4th down indeed, but well out of field goal range anyway with 6 seconds remaining. And a return unit for Nebraska that has been dangerous. Jim Knowles said that Wheatley has been just consistently good all season for this group. A veteran presence out there in the safety spot. He's been thoroughly pleased with the way that he's played. So their offense is going to be out there. You wonder, just run around a little bit and then try to throw it up. Drain the clock down here instead of kicking it and risking anything. And now let's see if we've got a timeout.
Penn State, their first 30-second timeout.
I don't think Matt Rule wants to see Archie try to make another tackle.
Nebraska did have a Hail Mary this year. That was against Michigan.
Yeah,
you go back, look at this now. Different quarterback. Dylan Raiola made some real magic here. Look at this. Roll out, extend, allow his receivers to get downfield. We know that strong arm for Raiola. Just put it into the end zone. And the catch, impressive to bring it in. Ja'Cory Barney eventually gets it across the goal line. That was probably his best game of the season. Had a pair of touchdowns against Michigan. So now let's see if TJ Latif and company will do the same. Latif, we've seen mostly short throws tonight. He's 8 of 15, just 59 yards. 6 seconds left. Got to make sure you drain all this clock. Screen pass. And the ball was out at the end. Barney looked like he tried to almost throw it backward and recovered by Nebraska with zeros on the clock. Pritchett brought it in, but flags are down. There was some hand fighting after the fact. Also was just odd in how the football squirted backward.
And kind of an ugly end of the half for Nebraska. A little discombobulated. Not a lot of threat to this Penn State defense down the field. Emmett Johnson has been bottled up. And not a lot of answers defensively on how to slow down Katron Allen and Nick Singleton.
To the bottom of the screen here, you see some pushing and shoving back and forth. Quinn Clark on the Nebraska side and A.J. Harris for Penn State. And eventually, it looked like Amari Campbell came in to separate the two of them. Here's Ron.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 18 Nebraska, number 4 and 7 for Penn State. It's their first of the game. The fouls will offset. It's halftime.
So Zion Tracy added in there, and we go to the half with a 20-point Penn State pushing 23-3. Ethan Grunkemeyer, only 7 passing attempts, but he's completed 6 of them for 121 yards and a touchdown. Katron Allen getting closer and closer to the rushing record. Nick Singleton ties the rushing and total touchdown record here at Penn State as we go to KT.
Coach, Katron Allen and Nick Singleton having an incredible night on senior night. What can you say about the performance you've seen from them on offense?
Yeah, we go as they go, and they're going so far. We just got to finish this game. They've had a great first half. It doesn't mean anything now. We got to come out in the second half, make some adjustments, and keep running the football.
Your defense has done a great job giving you good field position with some big plays. How do they sustain that in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to be consistent. You know, it's 2 games in a row. We give up an early big play, 50-yard run, and then we settle down. We got to eliminate those explosive runs and just control the front and shut those guys down.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Terry Smith looking for his 2nd win as interim head coach at his alma mater. In a good spot through 2. Up by just feels like they're in the driver's seat in every category. Pass yards, rush yards, yards per play, first down. The defense has had some sparkling moments, but it's been about the 2 backs on senior night. Singleton has 6 touches. 2 of them have gone for touchdowns to tie Saquon Barkley for career rushing and total touchdowns. Katron Allen, 12 carries, 90 yards, puts him just 49 yards away from passing Evan Royster for most in Penn State history. We knew that both of them had a chance to etch their names in Nittany Lion lore forever, and they could do it early in this second half. Singleton will be out there to return the kick. Penn State won the toss, deferred to the second half, and have a 20-point lead looking to add to it here at home. Fair catch called for and taken in by Matt as we check in with KT.
Well, guys, I just talked to head coach Matt Rule, and I asked him how is he going to get his team to re-energize and refocus here in the second half, and he said, yeah, I think it's just been a bad run of events. He thinks TJ Lateef is playing very well, but they have to run the ball well. He said Penn State has done an excellent job taking Emmett Johnson out of the game. He said we have to be better in all other areas on offense to make up for it. We just have to simply play better, guys.
And that is certainly the case as we look at our quarterback comparison brought to you by Target. It has been heavily in favor of Grunkemeyer, who's been more efficient and more effective through the air.
Well, he's been better because the running game has been better. And both these quarterbacks need the running game to be successful for them to do what they can do.
On first down, Katron Allen, as he snakes his way across the 30-yard line down to the 32 for a gain of 7. So nearing another 100-yard game, coming off an outstanding 181-yard 2-touchdown performance last week at Michigan State.
A lot of 12 personnel by this Penn State offense. 1 back, 2 tight ends. That was the counter play. Again, one of the staple runs of this Penn State offense, particularly with Katron Allen. Fair defensive look now by Nebraska.
Toss it. Allen slices his way through for the first down.
A nice little adjustment. I don't know if this was a change at the line of scrimmage or not, but Nebraska kind of ganging up on the inside, so they toss it quickly to the outside and get Katron Allen out there. And again, you see this offensive line, the athleticism to get out in front of these 2 running backs. That's probably what they do the best as a unit. This offensive line is run.
You see the 12th career 100-yard rushing game in the career for Katron Allen. Now 105 yards on the day. Grunkemeyer to throw. Lofts it. Wide open. Trevor Pena makes the catch. And the hesitation move out of bounds just shy of the 30. 29 yards through the air.
Again, it's play action. A little different play action. Watch, they're going to fake the toss and then just drop back. Nebraska thinking run. They're around the line of scrimmage. It's a 2-man route. And this has been their passing recipe the last 3 weeks. Stay in and block, keep tight ends in, release 2 receivers downfield, and let Grunkemeyer, who has a very good arm, throw the ball down the field for intermediate routes.
Dinkins in motion on first down. Katron Allen through the hole, across the 25, and a first down run of 13 yards out of bounds.
This is just picking up right where they left off in the first half. Again, Dinkins the tight end with a key block right there on Javen Wright, the leading tackler. And Katron Allen getting to the edge easily.
(118 yards). Came in 138 behind Evan Royster, so he can't get the record on this drive, but he can get himself right on that doorstep as he already is. Stays in there. 3 straight plays, 3 straight first downs, and now it's Katron Allen for 2.5 yards as he gets spun forward by Davis.
Well, this offensive line was outstanding a week ago against Michigan State, and they're doing it again. Pass protection, off of play action, they keep them all in, but it's mainly been the run blocking, getting out in front of Katron Allen, Nick Singleton. You add a couple tight ends to that group, and it's been an impressive performance so far in this ball game by the guys up front.
Singleton is in there. One more touchdown would set the Penn State record. 2nd down and 7. Grunkemeyer gets rid of it over the middle. Pena comes back to the football and makes it 3rd and short.
Nice job by Grunkemeyer, knowing that there was a free rusher coming, just giving a little bit of ground. That was Sierra Wright, number 1, who was coming off the nickel blitz. Grunkemeyer able to kind of give ground and get the throw off. Both backs in the game again. We've seen more of this tonight than Penn State has shown the last few weeks, but both of them a threat out of the backfield.
Grunkemeyer, quick throw, quick catch. Pena sets up 1st and goal. It's been a heavy dose of Allen and Pena on the opening drive of this second half. Pena now with 4 catches, 47 yards. Grunkemeyer still 1 incompletion. You see Drew Aller essentially an extra coach on the sideline and enjoying his redshirt freshman backup who continues to improve with each rep. Singleton and Allen stay in there. 1st and goal. It's Allen up the middle, bulldozing forward for the touchdown. Katron Allen with his 13th rushing touchdown of his senior season.
Well, just watch these 3 guys here. The left guard, the left tackle, and the tight end Dinkin just collapse the Nebraska defense. And then Katron Allen, you're not going to stop him with a full head of steam that close to the goal line. Dominant work up front, and then Katron Allen pays it off with the touchdown.
Barker missed an extra point in the 2nd quarter. This time he splits the sticks. It was Katron Allen and Trevor Pena that got them down the field, and on the 17th carry of the night, Katron finally finds Pater to extend the Penn State lead.
This or that.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
You can Venmo this or you can Venmo that. You can Venmo
Together. There's no going back.
Please, where'd you get that?
Rated PG in theaters now.
The NBA is on NBC and Peacock. Monday nights, it's Peacock NBA Monday. Tuesdays in primetime, Coast to Coast Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. Teron Lue, one of the legends of the Nebraska ball program. Point guard from 95 to 98, went on to an excellent NBA career, including 2 NBA titles as a player with the Lakers. He won it as the head coach of the Cavaliers in 2016, currently the head coach of the Clippers, leading them to a victory earlier today in Charlotte behind James Harden's 55-point explosion for LA. Gabriel Wosu with another kickoff, and this one will be taken from the 5 from Barney. Barney not going to go much further than that to the 22-yard line. Well, these two teams do have a history. 19th meeting between Nebraska and Penn State. Let's go back. September 25th, 1982. Number 2 Nebraska, number 8 Penn State. That was an impressive throw. Was this a catch? Was that a catch?
Mike McCluskey tried to toe tap. Now this was a touchdown. This was a legit catch. The play before that probably was out of bounds. If there was instant replay,
that
would have
looks
been
good.
called back.
That looks good. That is Todd Blackledge. That is Todd Blackledge in the Penn State 14. Looking good, man.
Yeah.
Looking good. And those were a couple of dots. And you played them the year before as well. They were two hard-fought games.
And the year before that, they beat us here my sophomore year. Jarvis Redwine was the star of that game.
Latif tries to get away, and he gets planted by Davion Collins.
Yeah, that game in '82, just to wrap that, it was a great game. That was a fantastic football team as we take a look at the hit by Collins at the end of this play. Turner Gill was their quarterback. They went on to play for a national championship the next year. Lost to Miami in the Orange Bowl, but some great battles between Tom Osborne and Joe Paterno teams in those years.
Quickly out. Oh, Johnson just absorbed the hit, and then DeLuca had to finish it off. Collins was looking for back-to-back pops. I mean, you mentioned Tom Osborne. Just think about the success that they had. National titles in 94, 95, 97. They lost a total of 3 games from 1993 to 1997. And then, of course, he rides off into the sunset from there.
It was a proud program, tremendous history. Matt Rule trying to get that back. Coming into this ball game 7-3. But they've got their hands full with this Penn State team tonight. Big third down play here for Latif.
And this is going to be whistled dead with a flag.
Weren't all set. I don't think they were set before the ball was snapped. And a lot of these things are first experiences for TJ Latif.
It was Lindenmeyer called for a false start. I did read Ron Snodgrass's lips there. I am skilled. He did not turn into a mime. 8:41 to play in the third. Goes from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
And that's a big difference against this defense and the way they can rush the passer, particularly deny Dennis Sutton, who's down here at the bottom right here, number 33.
Only 1 sack so far tonight. They're not going to get one here on a quick throw and catch. Dane Key on the slant for the first down.
Yeah, really nice throw. Now Nebraska going to go up tempo with no huddle. Good quick throw. Penn State was bringing pressure to that side, but the ball was out quickly by Latif.
Now from the 37-yard line to hand off Emmett Johnson as he navigates his way before being tripped up by DeLuca. He actually falls into Collins, but a solid gain to get it to the 41-yard line of 5 yards.
You know, one guy this Penn State defense really misses that we saw when we were here the first time against Oregon. Tony Rojas, their starting inside linebacker. He was a special dude. I mean, he had 4.3 speed, could make plays sideline to sideline, was kind of that eraser guy. If everything wasn't perfect, he had the ability to make up for it. They don't really have that at linebacker anymore.
2nd down and 6. Latif felt the pressure and then just threw it out of bounds.
His receiver fell down. Quinn Clark, number 18, was the intended receiver, and he slipped coming out of his break. No chance of a completion there. Trying to throw it on time, but that ball was well out of bounds anyway.
Certainly high for where Quinn Clark is going to be. So 3rd down and 6. Once again, another critical get for the Huskers. Barney in motion. Here comes Dennis Sutton. Latif, chase, throws, and he's got it. Put it in the bucket for Barney on a 1st down.
Well, they did a beautiful job chipping on Denai Sutton. Watch the chip here as Sutton is going to rush. I think it's Emmett Johnson that's going to help with a chip. Excellent job to slow him down, and that allows Latif to get to the outside and throw a dot to Barney on the sideline.
First set of downs, now inside the 40 from the 37. Johnson, this time a good patient run, allowed his blocks to develop before exploding forward and gaining another 6 yards or so. Emmett Johnson still having a productive day overall, but it really was that one carry in the first quarter that has shouldered the load for him.
Kind of like this up-tempo now. I know the score is 30-3, but Nebraska getting a little traction here by going without a huddle.
Loft and Latif just airmailed one. Isaiah Hunter was in the general direction, but far too high. So a couple of third down conversions on their last 2 chances, and now Latif's going to have to do it again on a 3rd and 4.
I think this is 4-down territory here, though. I don't think there's any question about that for Dana Holgorsen or Matt Rule. That's why you might even see a run here, potentially, if you're thinking 4 downs.
There is the run, and a flag first. Saw them go backward on their first 3rd down of the drive, and let's see if it's going to be the same thing here.
False start. Offense number 6 never got set. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Just never got fully set. There's Dane Key making his way across the formation. So again, 3rd and short to 3rd and long. Latif quickly out of his hand and well behind Isaiah Hunter. And now what do you do?
Well, I think you still go for it here. It's just a much different situation being 4th down and almost 10 yards now. And the motion penalties and the 5-yard false start penalties have really hurt their cause here after some positive gains.
4th and 9. Latif steps up. Latif goes down. Zane Durant. His 10th career sack comes on senior night.
Well, they run a little TE stunt, which means the tackle is going to go outside and the end goes inside. And his quickness gets him to the quarterback as Latif tries to scramble. Penn State gets the stop.
Look to strengthen their title hopes when they face their bitter rivals, Spurs. This is the Premier League, live exclusively on Peacock.
Big Ten Saturday Night is brought to you by Old Spice. Men have skin too. By Progressive. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. And by Genesis Motor America. Learn more at genesis.com. Senior night here in State College, some legendary names in Penn State lore, and you see they all embraced Terry Smith on their way out. Drew Aller, one of the early announcements, got a great ovation from the crowd, but you could see the emotion and the positivity that Terry Smith embraced with them, and vice versa. The players absolutely love this guy.
They really do. You know, he was always kind of known in the building as the truth teller, right? The guy that was going to tell it straight to the players. He's been doing that since he's taken over, and And the team has responded.
Singleton will lose yardage on the screen pass on Singleton. That is Deshaun Singleton making the tackle on Nick Singleton. Too many Singletons in the backfield.
Terry Smith showing a little bit of that fire. Made him a great player at Penn State as a wide receiver. He's been an outstanding cornerback coach here. And, you know, he's going to get a legitimate interview to be the next head coach on a permanent basis. And I think he deserves it. I think he's done a great job of turning this thing around. This team does not look like the Penn State team that played against UCLA and Northwestern earlier in the season.
Katron Allen nearing that rushing record will pick up about 3 yards. He's up to 127, came in 138 behind Evan Royster, so he's just 12 more to set some history.
Big play right here for the Nebraska defense. Excellent play on first down. Short gain there on second down. A chance to get off the field here on 3rd and long. This is the kind of situation that they've thrived on all year. When they get a team in passing situations, the strength of their defense is their back end, their pass defense. And this is the pass situation right here.
On 3rd down and 8. Good protection initially for Grunkemeyer, and time runs out. Right up the middle to Deshaun Singleton. The first sack of the night for the Huskers.
Well, he timed it perfectly. Saw Walmart look from above. Deshaun Singleton, he's going to just wait. He's right here, and he's going to wait and see what Katron Allen does. As soon as he sees Allen commit outside, he blitzes inside, right into the lap of the quarterback, Grunkemeyer. Good coverage downfield and a well-timed delayed blitz by Singleton for the sack.
Gabriel Woshu's first punt of the night after Penn State scored on its first 5 drives of the night. Will go after some contact inside the 30. Yeah, there's the flag. And Barney, who was back there to return it, comes up limping, favoring his left side.
That was a really nice play by Deshaun Singleton. And again, we just haven't seen Nebraska get Penn State in many situations like that.
Kicking team number 2, 15-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
I'm not sure if it was number 2 who was down there. We'll have to take another look as we return. Big Ten Saturday night in State College.
Every who and who Newville liked Christmas a lot. But without help from Walmart, stress-free it was not.
I wish there was a way for Who Newville to get everything they need for the holidays.
But Brendan Sorsby finds Cyrus Allen down the left side. All even at 7 in Cincinnati, late first half, no inside.
Well, this Nebraska team knows that Cincinnati is not an easy out, and we'll see if they can find their way through it against a stout BYU team. I mean, Terry Smith has been livid ever since that last call. It was Aldavion Collins going down the field who made the interference, but I believe maybe he was blocked into him as Latif floats. Perfect touch. Emmett Johnson makes the grab. Best throw of the night for Latif.
We had 2 long touchdown catches against UCLA. This is well designed. Gets that ball up over the sideline.
That was the sack from Durant to finish off that last drive. Zane having himself a day on senior night. But Latif now has his team back in business with Emmett Johnson up the middle. Gets it across the 35-yard line to the 34 of Penn State.
Emmett Johnson has just had a remarkable season. You know, this is a guy who his first 3 years weren't sure he was really going to be the guy or how much he was going to play, if he was going to stay at Nebraska. Dana Holgorsen kind of identified as soon as he got here, hey, this guy could be special. And he even told us he's reached a level that I didn't even know that he had.
Matt Roll was pretty honest that it was Dana who had to convince him, no, this guy has a chance to really help us, as Barney has a minimal 1-yard pickup on the catch to make it 3rd and medium to long. But Dana Holgorsen recognized that Emmett Johnson had a chance to be exceptional and came into this game 2nd in the FBS in yards from scrimmage, currently up to 88 yards rushing, 36 yards in the air to go with his 6 receptions. And they'll need something of a spark here on 3rd down and 6. It's Latif on the move. Looking down the field. Gets to the edge. It's a 1st down run for Latif out of bounds.
Yeah, nice play. Shows some speed there getting to the edge. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to turn the corner there, but he does. Picks up the 1st down. New set of downs for the Husker offense. But Emmett Johnson, the other thing about him is his endurance. I mean, he doesn't seem to get worn down or worn out. Does a great job of taking care of his body, going through all the recovery things, nutrition. Gets stronger as the game goes on.
Oh, how did that get through? Dane Key turns it upfield and picks up 12.
Yeah, I thought Darius Dixon had an interception. I think he did too. The ball was thrown behind Key a little bit, and Dixon went for the pick. And Dane Key kind of got it on the ricochet.
Dennis Sutton might have actually gotten a fingertip on her, at least close to it. He was in that right spot at the right time. Johnson stays in there. Fresh set of downs from the 15. Johnson up the middle, spinning his way inside the 11.
Really good vision that time by Emmett Johnson, because Penn State was bringing Zion Tracy, number 7, with pressure off the other side. And I think he saw that out of the corner of his eye and kind of bent it back to the other way and was able to pick up positive yardage on that run.
2nd down and 6. Nebraska looking for its first touchdown of the night. Latif feeling the pressure, stepping up. Latif will tuck. Latif will run for the corner. Touchdown! An 11-yard scamper for T.J. Latif. And Nebraska has finally gotten into the end zone.
Well, he was trying to look for Emmett Johnson again on a little wheel route up the sideline. But it's zone coverage again, and Darius Dixon is going to be out there. So he decides to extend the play the other side, and this time runs it himself for the touchdown. Nice job of improvising the play when the initial read wasn't there by the freshman quarterback.
3rd rushing touchdown of his career. Kernanon's extra point can make it a 20-point game, and does. So late stages, 3rd quarter, Nebraska finally has a little bit of momentum here on the road, down 30-10.
Ring, make it, ring, girl, make it.
You again. Everybody's loving that Grubhub deal with Prime, huh?
The rival Spurs. The drama unfolds live tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Peacock. Time for a look at the United Cam, with Penn State leading 30-10 at home on senior night. 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Katron Allen leading the way once again. 18 carries on the night, 127 yards and a touchdown. He is 12 yards away from becoming Penn State's all-time leading rusher. Holes kick, angling for a touchback. It is remarkable when you consider the history of running backs that Penn State has had. 2 Pro Football Hall of Famers and more, and Franco Harris, the absolute legends. Capoletti and Johnson are 2 of just 11 first-round picks at the position. That includes Todd's roommate, Kurt Warner. Kajana Carter, part of that 94 explosive team. And of course, Saquon Barkley, last year's 2,000-yard rusher and now Super Bowl champion. Katron Allen, who got to work out with Saquon, already passed him in this game, looking to become the all-time leader here. Liam Clifford is going to be in there at quarterback. Katron Allen up the middle, across the 30, pushed forward, and gains 10 yards on the first carry of the drive.
Well, Grunkemeyer was still in the formation. He was out as a wideout, as you see this power run again by Katron Allen. But Clifford is the backup quarterback, so they've used him some at Wildcat just to kind of keep him involved. But if anything would happen to Grunkemeyer here in the last couple weeks, Clifford would be the guy. Could
Allen
be it right here, huh?
He needs 3 on 2nd and inches. Katron Allen to the outside with a stiff arm. Catron inside the 40, but a flag is down. Allen, a face full of grass, and we wait for the penalty. And Catron is limping after the fact. There's a Nebraska defender down as
Personal
well.
Foul, face mask, offense number 13, 15-yard penalty for the spot of foul. The penalty will be enforced on the fourth quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. Timeout on the field.
Catron Allen thought he had the record. Instead, it's a face mask, and Allen will be checked out as we head to the fourth.
I have two daughters that go to UNL. This phone call is
against Jacob Bauer as he was trying to get it to the outside towards the boundary. Here's the end of the run as Jones made the tackle. He got rolled up just a little bit, and that face mask actually goes towards the grass, and he got cleaned up. He did kind of limp off to the sideline. He is 2 yards away from breaking the Penn State rushing record, but he's on the side to start the fourth quarter. Singleton is out there. It's a 2nd and 15 back towards the 20. Play action. Grunkemeyer delivers again. Kyron Hudson out of bounds with a first down. 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, Grunkemeyer has looked really smooth tonight. He is now 11 of 12 throwing the football on time, on target. Play action pass, excellent protection. Again, all set up by the Penn State run game, but the quarterback playing his best ball game so far in his 5 starts.
Catron Allen back in there, 2 yards away from number 1. Fake it to him. Grunkemeyer on the move. He'll run himself and just go down after he picks up 2. There was some contact at the end from Bauer, but nothing nefarious. Following 13 in blue.
All right, let's just end the drama right here. Right? Let's just give it to 13, and let's get on our way. My goodness.
Evan Royster has had this record for a decade and a half. It's Allen, and it's not going to be this time. He gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
A really nice play by the front of Nebraska. Run defense has been a little bit of a problem tonight and all season, but not on this particular play. Sierra Wright was the first guy in the backfield to get there, and then Jacob Bauer, number 54, kind of finishes him off. Excellent run pursuit on that one.
So now 3rd down and 7.
It's Clifford in at quarterback again. Grunkemeyer is down here at the bottom as a wide receiver.
Clifford is capable of throwing. Instead, it's going to be Catron Allen stumbling forward, and that will be enough. A 4-yard pickup. And from Norfolk, Virginia to the top of the Penn State record books, Catron Allen is now your all-time leading Nittany Lion rusher. They call him Fat Man. He is fantastic. And on senior night at home, 140 yards, and now sits by himself. Second punt for Wosu. Oh, it's a fake! And they're going to get it! Luke Reynolds taking off all the way inside the 30. Let's get tricky inside Beaver Stadium.
Luke Reynolds is a very talented tight end. Here he is right here. He hasn't had any catches so far in the ball game, but this is a big time play. Shows you his run after the catch. Turning the fake punt into a huge gain.
And with a shout out to Dan Fouts from the Water Boy. It's almost the last game of the season. Can't hold anything back now. And they don't. So Catron back in there. They fake it to him. Brunkemeyer tosses toward the sideline. A lot of contact. There's the flag. Rapelier was deep. And it was tight coverage. A little too tight from Bauer.
Good job by Brunkemeyer, just giving his guy a chance. It was pretty good coverage, but go ahead and throw it to the back corner of the end zone, see if your guy can make a play.
Defense, number 54, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we've seen Catron Allen break the rushing record. Now can it be Nick Singleton to break the touchdown record on the same drive?
On senior night. How fitting would that be?
Came in together, have room together. Catron said it's going to be weird not being around each other every single day, not talking about the little things, bringing the random stuff up, laughing with one another, having your brother right by your side, unless they, of course, get drafted to the same team. Inside the red zone from the 13. Allen, jump cut, Allen to the house. Catron pays it off, his second touchdown of the night, and what a senior night for both of these backs.
Well, counter, blocked down this way. Pull the backside guard, the backside tackle. One kicks out, the other one leads through, and Catron Allen to the end zone, untouched for the touchdown.
The Long Boys sharing this field one final time. Dominating together, 37-10. It was Catron Allen, now #1 in Penn State history in rushing yards, and another touchdown to add.
Dad, this guy says that we act like Gillette Labs is some miracle, but it's just another razor?
Gillette Labs. Singleton there, the teammates and coaching staff crowning him. You could feel the emotion radiating off of the senior.
You know, so many of these guys, Drew Aller included, so many of them could have gone to the NFL. They came back with the hopes of making a run at a national championship, similar to what Ohio State did a year ago and Michigan 2 years ago. It didn't work out for them. But there's still some pretty special moments for these seniors, and that was one of them right there.
This is going to be a kick out of bounds. Drew Aller, actually, after you could see him, he was raising his crutch in the air, making sure that he could celebrate. His teammate came in the class of 2022 along with the likes of Abdul Carter and Zane Duran and Denai Dennis Sutton. And they're chanting Terry Smith.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team, number 99. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Nebraska.
Terry Smith has brought the juice back to Beaver Stadium.
It only takes a little flame to start. Hold it in your mind. Let it grow with time. All we need is a little light. Share a little light with me.
Black Friday football on Prime is back. As NFC heavyweights collide.
Touchdown! Come on, baby!
The Bears.
Are you kidding me with this catch?
The Eagles.
Thinking to grab it into the end zone.
Your whole world is black.
Black Friday football. Bears, Eagles, only on Prime.
I want to make sure I'm holding my end up of the bargain and putting out a team that everyone can be proud of.
Well, Terry Smith spoke Monday in that press conference about how much the university means to him. His dad graduated from Penn State in 1968 and started a legacy of their family coming here to State College. He said he heard from basically everyone he's ever known after Penn State's win over Michigan State. And right after that press conference, guys, he had to put his own emotions aside, make sure the staff and players were focused on Nebraska. He told us yesterday, we will be motivated for a lot of reasons for this game, and I think that's proving itself on the field tonight, guys.
Well, proving that the emotions are still very much at the forefront for a guy who had a stellar career as a wide receiver here. And Todd, you asked him about his desires to potentially be a head coach, and he said he had almost given up on the idea that he would be a head coach again, certainly at this level. And that's a great throw. Latif hits Barney in stride. It goes to the 30-yard line before he gets pushed backward by a convoy 31-yard pickup. It was interesting to hear him talk. He was never a coordinator. He was always a position coach, so he just felt like his time, maybe it never was going to come his way. And now he gets this opportunity. Gave him the bug again to be a head coach like he was at the high school level.
Well, he knows he's a great leader. I mean, he's proven that. He did that in high school as a head coach and an athletic director. And he's shown that here since he's taken over, that he can lead and he can motivate and inspire. And these guys have really responded to him. So, again, he's going to get a legitimate interview and consideration, and I think he has earned them. And he's got his team in a position to still potentially make a bowl game if they win their last two games.
On a second down and 7, and Johnson for 2 yards. Matt Rule hired him, as we talked about, at Temple, his first college job after his high school coaching career. And you know, Matt Rule actually said he remembered scalping tickets to a BYU Penn State game when he was just a sophomore or junior in high school, and watching Terry Smith play as a player, as a wide receiver. Here's the two of them together. It was just 1 year before James Franklin stole Smith away, called Matt and asked for permission. Matt said, of course. That's a huge jump for this guy. He changed to the defensive side of the ball as Emmett Johnson makes the adjustment for the first down. But both just such a high level of respect for one another. When you ask the other about Rule and Smith, they both just were so effusive in everything that they felt about the other guy.
Well, they both believe in toughness. They both believe in being straightforward and honest and treating people the right way. And they've done that throughout their careers.
Yeah, how cool is that story that Terry Smith told us about years ago? He was on the Pennsylvania Coaches Association in high school, and somebody had asked him, somebody he was also on the association with, had asked him, hey, we're both on the board. I'm looking for a recommendation for a new job in the Altoona area. Would you write a recommendation? He said, of course, I would do that. Well, years later, he finds out it was actually Matt Rule's cousin. And he just said it was a great reminder to him, a great lesson to his players that he tries to pass along, that karma is very real, as that is a career-high 8th reception for Emmett Johnson. He's going to set up 3rd down and short. But a great message that Terry Smith passes down to his players about being just a good human being and letting the rest take care of itself with hard work, dedication, and continued perseverance.
I think you're seeing that same kind of perseverance out of this Nebraska team, too. No quitting them. Game is not gone in their favor, but they're fighting here. And here's Latif with another nice scramble.
It'll set up 1st down and goal. Latif has shown some real toughness here tonight against a highly skilled and talented Penn State defense that has played just much better ball the last couple of weeks.
Well, and he'll have another very tough and physical defense to go against on Black Friday when they take the Iowa Hawkeyes back in Lincoln.
Approaching 7 minutes to play. Latif up to 170 in the air, 20 on the ground. Johnson over 100 on the ground with 103 to go with his 48 in the pass game. They'll split him out wide this time on 1st and goal. Latif looks, steps up, goes down, denied. Dennis Sutton.
Well, they've chipped on him a lot tonight. That time they let him go one-on-one, against Turner Corcoran.
And this might have been an and one for DDS.
Holding, offense, number 57. Penalties decline. Second down.
Take a bow on your curtain call at the stadium.
Was on the other side. Here's Sutton working on Corcoran one-on-one again. They've chipped with the back or with the tight end this time one-on-one and just goes right around Corcoran. The speed and the explosiveness of Dennis Sutton. 2 sacks a week ago. His first sack of the ball game tonight.
Durant, Dennis Sutton, roomed together initially when they got here. Such a close bond between those two, and they have both wreaked havoc at times tonight. Latif flings it out of bounds. And again, it was Dennis Sutton who applied some more pressure.
Yeah, he and Durant both.
Think about the learning experiences for TJ Latif. Had to come in against USC, who's a much improved defense over the last 2 seasons. And he certainly, the moment wasn't too big for him, as Matt Rule told us. And then got the week to prepare for the UCLA game, a place he's from. Goes back home, said he grew up going to USC-UCLA games at the Rose Bowl. And then he got to play there for the first time. It was special, and he played well. Now here he is at Beaver Stadium, showing off that toughness down the stretch.
Well, they're coming after him here, too. This is their prowler package.
Latif got away. Latif out of bounds.
Yeah, they substituted. They put in extra cornerbacks and pass rushers. And this is what they've done the last couple of weeks. They're going to come after the quarterback, play man-to-man. And that was Darius Dixon, the cornerback, number 5, who's had a couple sacks and deflections in the pocket. Did a nice job forcing him out of the pocket and bringing up 4th down.
This game started with a Penn State 4th down stop deep in the red zone. Full circle here with under 6 to play. 4th and goal.
Zero coverage look again.
Here they come. Latif has to get rid of it towards the end zone. Way too high and incomplete for Dane Key. Terry Smith's team does it again. The defense holds, and Penn State cruising to a victory.
Emmitt Smith is a legendary football and dancing star, but he also has Geico like a regular person. So we had one translate.
The whole routine was getting stale.
The IAA 6A quarterfinals at Mansion Park in Altoona. It's the Pittsburgh Central Catholic action as they find their way through 42-21 to survive and advance. Congratulations to all those on Central Catholic.
Dan Marino's old high school.
So pretty good pedigree is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Singleton now in there after Katron Allen gets up to 153 yards, and he picks up 5, maybe 6 on the first down carry.
Well, I'm sure Terry Smith is not thinking about trying to pile it on his friend Matt Rule, but I'm sure he also is thinking, man, it'd be cool to get Nick Singleton the record as well as Katron Allen if we get close enough.
Obviously, they've got one more game, you know that, but it's on the road. That's at true. Rutgers. And so it's just, there's a difference of doing it senior night at home, Beaver Stadium. He's tied Saquon Barkley in the rushing and total touchdowns in program history. Katron now the all-time leading rusher. And they're going to keep feeding Singleton, who makes a cut and has the first down. Just so incredible what both of these young men have done together. Singleton coming in as the Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school. But the two of them became the first true freshman teammates in Big Ten history with 700-plus rushing yards back in 2022. Continued it with a solid season in 23, but really got back to those freshman ways last year in 2024. And we've seen what both have done. It was Katron Allen who's really taken over for most of this season, but Nick Singleton has had some moments, including that Indiana game, 2 touchdowns here tonight. Continues to showcase why he was so highly touted out of high school, why both will be so highly touted going into the NFL draft. Direct snap this time, and he gets thrown to the ground by Watson Trent.
Watson Trent is a transfer from Georgia Southern. Talking to John Butler earlier in the week, he said he was probably going to play more in this game. He's a really good run defender. Kind of where he stands out. Made a nice play that time.
They'll go off after the tackle. Loses a yard. Penn State has run for 227 yards. They ran it 50 times against Michigan State last week. 36 rushes tonight, only 12 throws coming from Grunkemeyer. He's completed 11 of them for 181 and the first score of the game. Katron Allen adds to his tally. And how about the poise from Ethan Grunkemeyer? You can just see the difference from when he first took over. And to be honest, Terry Smith was pretty open. Andy Kotelnicki was pretty open. That first start at Iowa, you could see some of the stars in his eyes a little bit, but it's just not the case anymore against a very good pass defense here tonight.
He's settled down, but again, everything starts and ends with the running game of Penn State, and that means the offensive line. You know what you've got with the backs. The offensive line the last few weeks has played at a high level, and that makes it a lot easier to play quarterback.
3rd and 5. Allen tried to stay on his feet, but does get dropped at the 31-yard line by Bauer. Well, for Nebraska, back-to-back bowl-eligible seasons, you've got that guaranteed for the first time in nearly a decade. But after the hot start again to the season, the loss at Minnesota really came out of nowhere for this team, and they admitted that. They admitted their own shortcomings and wrongdoings in that game. Gritty win against Northwestern, having to hold on late. Lost 21-17 to USC in a game that Raiola goes down for the season. And then the win 2 weeks ago at UCLA before their bye week. They will fall in this one to go down to 7-4 on the season, as Katron Allen and the Penn State Nittany Lions have controlled this game. The all-time leading rusher now in Penn State history, 162 scores here tonight, and a senior night to remember.
Oh, we got a WeatherTech gift card.
WeatherTech is the perfect gift for everyone.
Warming up, a great sign, and Devon Williams for Washington. Next Friday, Indiana and Purdue, and then next Saturday, Big Ten Saturday night concludes with UCLA and number 15, USC.
You know what I'm looking forward to in that game? Seeing those two uniforms.
You do love that? Is that your favorite?
They both will wear their dark uniforms.
Right.
It's just it's an awesome sight.
It is probably one of the best uniform games in college football. As Losu's punt bounces out of bounds. Got a nice Penn State bounce before trickling out around the 20-yard line. A 49-yard boot for Losu. Well, this is going to be one of the main topics around college football over the next several months. Extensions, let's start there. Matt Rule, Kurt Cignetti, Mike Elko, and Rhett Lashley all extend with their current programs. Every program is ecstatic. Of course, James Franklin, that was the big news of the week, going to Virginia Tech. But now look at the Power 4 open jobs. 4 in the SEC, 2 in the Big Ten, 1 in the Big 12, and 1 in the ACC. And then obviously whatever happens if any of the coaches from conferences within those move to those open jobs, now those become open as well. So a lot of rumors. There was so much talk about Matt Rule and Penn State. He extends through 2032 at Nebraska and believes that this is exactly what they've been building toward, as Mosey makes the catch and then ricochets off a defender for a gain of 3. That is, we were in Lincoln a couple weeks ago. It does feel that way. The trending in the upward direction is so clear and obvious, and now it's about shoring up everything as they head into next season. And they will still have that one more game, of course, against Iowa to finish out the regular season, as Latif throws too high once again for Ja'Cory Barney. For Terry Smith, it is the continued growth that we've seen over the last now 3 weeks, including this game. The Ohio State game was really the only loss of the season that mostly got away from them. Oregon lost in double overtime. UCLA only a 5-point loss. Northwestern by 1, Iowa by 1. Indiana had to drive all the way down the field in the final seconds, and then the win at Michigan State. Outside, it was just Ohio State who took control of the second half. You know the talent of the team, and that's something that was different last year. They won those one-score games, as Latif finds his intended target, a yard short, of the first down as Cortez Mills Jr. brings it in. So fourth down here, approaching a minute to play.
Nebraska 0 for 4 on fourth down so far.
And they will just barely get it this time. Dom DeLuca thought that he had the stop, but it will be enough for the first down. You can see the frustration from the three-time captain. Kai Nelson stays in there. Another solid day from Emmett Johnson. 103 yards on the ground. He had 8 catches, which is a career high for 48 yards. As Latif put some air under that one, but just about a half step in front of Keelan Smith.
That's really the first ball we've seen him air out and take a shot all the way down the field here in the final 42 seconds of the ball game. Part of that is respect for the Penn State pass rush and knowing that you got to get rid of the ball quick, but
so Latif, second career start after just 2 incompletions at UCLA 2 weeks ago. He's got 14 incompletions here tonight. As this one is going to be his 21st completion to his tight end Carter Nelson. 30 seconds to play.
I mean, just like Penn State. I mean, Penn State is winning this game comfortably. Ethan Grunkemeyer has only thrown 12 passes. For Nebraska to be most successful with TJ Latif next week against Iowa, they don't need him throwing 35 times.
This will be the 36th attempt over the middle and incomplete for Mills.
They need to get back to Lincoln and figure out how to reestablish Emmett Johnson in the running game against a very tough and always physical Iowa defense.
Matt Rule still has a lot of belief in what TJ Latif is capable of. And they felt confident coming into this game. They'll go back to the drawing board after dropping to 7-4. And then a critical inflection point of the season to see if they can claim that 8th win. 4th and 2. Latif hit as he threw it. Short for Mills. 5 seconds left. And Penn State can wind this thing all the way down with another win. You can see how much these guys love Terry Smith. And as much as we would love it, they are not chanting for Terry McCall. Well, Terry Smith saved his sweatshirt from last week. It is framed in the Penn State football building. That was his first win as a college head coach. And in back-to-back weeks, the man known as Superfly leads his alum to another victory. Penn State on senior night, a 37-10 beatdown of Nebraska. Former colleagues, close friends, Terry Smith and Matt Rule will greet after the game. There's 2 Penn State alums doing what they love, coaching ball. KT has the man of the hour.
Coach, I'm going to start with the emotional embrace you just had with Matt Rule, and we can see on your face the emotions bleeding through. What does this victory mean to you and to Penn State?
Well, it means a lot. You know, Matt Rule gave me my start in college football coaching. I was a high school coach. He took a chance on me. I've been in it for, this is year 12 or year 13 since then. I have a great deal of respect for them. The emotion is I love my guys. I love my locker room. And you see how hard my guys play. These guys play inspired football. They're motivated. And we finished once again tonight.
Well, we saw that inspiring football with Katron Allen and Nicholas Singleton once again climbing up the record books. Allen setting the record on senior night. Can you describe what their legacy is here at Penn State?
It's amazing. We've had some great running backs. Kejana Carter, Blair Thomas. I mean, there's a Franco Harris, Lydell Mitchell. I mean, you go down a long list. And Nick and Katron, these guys are at the top of the board. Next week, we're going to get Nick his record for the touchdowns. But Katron today, he's the best that's ever done it here.
Coach, the fans were chanting your name here at the stadium. Your players have clearly responded. What does that mean to you?
It means everything. You know, these guys listen to me. They trust me. And they're going out there playing great football. It's my locker room.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
What a moment. Yeah, back-to-back weeks for that man.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has shown me a lot. I mean, from the time we sat and visited with him Friday, and I've known Terry for a long time, but I was impressed with the leadership he showed and just where he was and where this team was because of his leadership and his motivation. And I think he deserves very serious consideration to be the next head football coach at Penn State. I really do.
Terry Smith gets his second win as interim head coach. Katron Allen sets the rushing record here at Penn State. For Catherine Tappan, Todd Blackledge, Terry McCauley, our entire crew, I'm Noah Eagle saying so long from State College. After Penn State gets another win, we send it to Ahmed and the